Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Todd Chrisley's attorney QUITS due to non-payment. There has been a shocking new development in Chrisley knows best news. One of Todd Chrisley's attorneys has QUIT due to non-payment. The official letter from Todd Chrisley's lawyer withdrawing as a legal representation of the reality TV star surfaced on Reddit and is now making rounds on social media. Was it Alex Little, who did an interview with ET a few weeks ago, who withdrew? Or was it a different attorney who has decided to walk away from the Chrisley family? Keep reading to learn what details have been made available. The first big question Chrisley knows best fans have after learning Todd's lawyer quit due to non-payment is simple. Was it Alex Little? A quick skim of the letter shared on Reddit reveals it was not Alex Little that quit. While fans weren't completely sure of the spelling because of the slightly hard-to-read letterhead, the lawyer's name appeared to be Chris Anulowitz. One Chrisley knows best fan proceeded to clarify a little bit of information about who this particular attorney is. Other fans chimed in hoping that this new development works in Amy's favor and she's able to sue Todd Chrisley for tons of money because of it. Fans think this is just the beginning. Now, this particular letter has been posted on a few different Reddit communities dedicated to the Chrisley family. Being behind bars, Todd and his wife Julie are no longer able to make money. Their reality TV shows were all canceled, and they owe a rather hefty restitution. Presently, financial experts have confirmed Todd and Julie will have to sell some of their real estate just to pay the restitution. Their lawyer, however, did say during an interview they have not made plans to pay because they believe they'll get a retrial. As Todd and Julie Chrisley continue to insist they are innocent and push for a retrial, fans point out that they are bleeding money into the legal fees resulting from their life. Likewise, fans assume a chunk of their funds has also gone to Savannah to pay for Chloe and Grayson. So fans assume this attorney is only the first of many to quit due to non-payment, as court documents reveal the family has a history of not paying dues. Todd Chrisley, the former Chrisley Knows Best star whose once glamorous lifestyle has been reduced to prison walls and endless legal drama, is facing yet another blow. This time, it's not the IRS, a judge, or even a family feud. Instead, it's his own legal counsel. Reports suggest that Todd's attorney, who had been handling several appeals and ongoing filings related to his conviction, has quit, citing non-payment of fees. It's an ironic twist for a man once known for flaunting wealth, preaching financial savvy, and telling the world he had it all together. Behind the scenes, however, Todd's relationship with money has always been complicated. Now, that strained relationship has cost him his representation in the very system he's fighting to escape. A lawyer walks away. The legal profession is not one for the faint of heart. Attorneys representing high-profile, high-drama clients like Todd Chrisley know they're stepping into a whirlwind of demands, phone calls, and endless paperwork, but they also expect compensation for their time. For months, whispers floated that Todd and Julie's legal team had been working under increasing financial strain. With prison restrictions, frozen assets, and mounting court costs, the Chrisleys' ability to fund ongoing appeals was already in question. Finally, it seems, one attorney decided enough was enough. Court filings reportedly show a formal withdrawal of representation, citing irreconcilable differences over payment arrangements. Translation: Todd didn't pay. Todd's prison reality. From the outside, Todd has continued trying to project control over his narrative. Family podcasts, Savannah's relentless media appearances, and carefully worded statements paint him as a victim of injustice. Yet inside prison, Todd has fewer tools at his disposal. Appeals are costly, time-consuming, and require attorneys willing to fight uphill battles against prosecutors who believe they already won. Without a lawyer, Todd faces a stark reality. His voice in court goes silent. Unless he secures new counsel or finds some miracle pro bono representation, his hopes for reducing or overturning his sentence, Todd, whose identity has always been wrapped around control and appearance, Losing his attorney is more than just a legal setback. It's a blow to his pride. The money question. So how did it come to this? Todd Chrisley once boasted about lavish homes, designer clothes, and diamond-studded lifestyles. Yet now the idea that he couldn't afford to keep an attorney seems baffling. The truth lies in the complex web of fines, restitution, and penalties. Both Todd and Julie were ordered to pay millions in restitution following their bank fraud and tax evasion convictions. Prison also limits their ability to generate new income. While the Chrisley Knows Best brand lingers in reruns and spin-offs, the royalties trickling in may not be nearly enough to cover the mounting costs of legal representation. Then there's the Chrisley family's other expenses. Savannah, taking on guardianship of her younger siblings, has financial burdens of her own. Lawsuits, appeals, and media management don't come cheap. At some point, Todd may have assumed he could delay payments or strike a deal. But attorneys, unlike television producers, don't thrive on delayed promises of future fame. Fallout for the family. Savannah Chrisley has been the most vocal defender of her parents since their imprisonment. She has publicly discussed their conditions, their legal appeals, and her belief in their eventual vindication. But losing an attorney changes the entire timeline she has been promoting. Without active representation, Todd's legal maneuvering stalls. Julie, serving her own sentence, may face similar issues if her legal team also struggles with payment. For Savannah, this may mean doubling down on her public pleas, perhaps even fundraising efforts or media contracts designed to funnel money into the appeals process. Fans have speculated that Savannah might consider reality TV spin-offs, podcasts, or brand deals as vehicles to raise the money needed for ongoing legal battles. But the deeper the financial hole, the harder it will be to climb out. Public perception. There's a certain poetic justice, at least in the eyes of Todd's critics. The man who once made a career out of witty one-liners, controlling his family's every move, and scolding others about financial responsibility now finds himself unable to pay the very person keeping his future afloat. For those who believe Todd manipulated the system for years, the idea of him being abandoned by his lawyer feels like a fitting consequence. For loyal fans, however, it's just another injustice stacked against a man they believe was unfairly targeted. Either way, the optics are bad. News of his attorney quitting makes Todd appear not just guilty but powerless. And in the world of celebrity reputation, powerlessness can be fatal. Todd's next move. Where does Todd go from here? Without legal counsel, he has three possible paths. Seek pro bono representation. High-profile inmates sometimes attract attorneys willing to work for free in exchange for publicity. But given Todd's reputation, this may be a long shot. Rely on family support. If Savannah can secure additional income streams, she might bankroll new attorneys. However, this would take significant time and money, resources the Chrisleys are already running low on. Self-representation, the most unlikely, yet technically possible, option. Todd could attempt to represent himself in certain filings. But considering the complexity of federal appeals, this would likely end in disaster. No matter what, Todd faces a ticking clock. Legal deadlines won't pause just because his lawyer walked away. For years, Todd Chrisley's brand was built on control. Controlling his family's image, controlling narratives about wealth, and controlling how the public saw him. But control requires money, and money has been Todd's Achilles heel since long before his conviction. The irony is almost cinematic. A man who presented himself as financially untouchable is now scrambling to keep his legal defense intact because he couldn't or wouldn't pay. His sharp tongue and quick wit, once his greatest tools, can't bail him out behind prison walls. Todd Chrisley's attorney quitting over non-payment isn't just a legal development, it's a symbolic one. It shows the cracks in the carefully polished image Todd maintained for years. It highlights the very financial mismanagement that landed him behind bars. And it underscores the fragile position the Chrisley family finds themselves in, high on drama, low on cash, and clinging to hope. In many ways, Todd's greatest trial isn't happening in court. It's happening in his identity. Without money, without control, and now without legal representation, Todd is forced to face the reality he worked so hard to avoid. The man who once lived by the motto of keeping it all Chrisley perfect is now discovering that perfection comes with a price, and one he can no longer afford to pay.